All right, let's take a look at the chart action for Dogecoin. All right, so in my last video, I was talking about how we had this triangle pattern going like this, and we broke to the downside. So I was targeting from the bottom to the top of this triangle, something like this, and we actually got a target of around 0.182. That's what I got in my last video. And so I put limit orders at 0.182, and then we had some support over here. So I put in a limit order at 0.219, and then, like I've been talking about a lot, is 0.251 as a support, because there was a lot of support right here and basically all right here. So what happened was we broke down and we barely touched that 251 order. I'm not sure exactly what it went down to. It might have went down a touch more, but guys, that was like a perfect limit order right there. That's exactly what you're trying to do when you place these limit orders, is find those wicks. It wasn't even a body candle on the 1 hour time frame. It was there just for about 10 minutes, and you had 10 minutes to get this price. So that's why I like doing those limit orders, and that's kind of my strategy behind that. So right now with Dogecoin, like I was saying, we have this falling channel going something like this, right? So what I'm thinking is, after we break out of this trend line right here, we could be looking at a channel breakout. So we would drag from the bottom to the top of this channel right here, and then we would drag that to the breakout. And if we can break out somewhere right here, we're looking at a target of maybe like 0.60, maybe a little more. There's a little bit of resistance like right here, and we kind of topped out right here at like 0.62. So that kind of makes sense. Maybe just somewhere in this area would be a first target, and then if we can kind of break through this, then I guess the next target would be somewhere up here at this resistance up here. But the other thing I'm watching is, if we go to the daily time frame, let's clear everything off real quick so you can see it better. What we got going is this 9 moving average. Like I talk about this constantly on my channel, this 9 moving average right here, and I just brought back the lines. So what we're looking for is a break to the upside of this blue line right here. As long as we're below it, technically we're bearish, but we are coming up and testing it. And this is on the total market cap, and Bitcoin and Ethereum, all the cryptos are basically doing the same thing. We're testing this daily moving average right now. If we can break above this, we're probably going to get a good little move. And if not, we might kind of do something like this, where let me hide everything real quick. So we might get something like this, where the price this is what we want to happen anyways, for the price, the moving average, to come down like this, and then the price to not only break above it and like just shoot right past it, but shoot right past it wouldn't be bad, but like what we want is for it to come up and then come down and maybe even retest it. And then if we start getting green candles again, and as long as we can stay above this moving average, if we could just stay above it, get a couple bounces on it, that's when we're probably going to see the next leg up, if we are still in this bull run. And I'm not sure what we can be targeting, but if, let's say, something like this, and maybe something like this, and then maybe even something like this. So in the long run, maybe in the even longer I didn't even look at this till just now, but maybe something like this. What do you guys think? You can see that we had resistance all right here. Okay, so the question is, can we hold support right here? Is this trend line going to be a real trend line, or is it just a bounce right here on the way down? Because this could just be a quick bounce and then we break it immediately if we don't break to the upside. So basically that determines whether this triangle or target is even valid at all, or because technically it was a uptrend, kind of something more like this. It was like this, and then it broke it like this, and then now it's breaking it like this. Now it's right here. So who's to say that it's not going to break to the downside again? But what I'm saying is if we can break to the upside, and especially if we get some good volume behind it, or maybe it just takes a while and we start, like I said, we get a couple bounces on the daily and then we start moving, maybe then we can see that target of around, let's see, something maybe like .80, something like that. I don't know. This is kind of speculative. I mean, this target hasn't really happened yet. I would say these targets of, I would say this target at like .60 at least has some technicals behind it. You know what I mean? We broke this trend line. It would be technically a falling wedge pattern, and we have been getting support, and we still haven't broke this one either yet. But this one at least has like a more clear pattern to it. That other one's a little more iffy, I would say. But yeah, I mean, it's something to think about. So maybe in my next video, I'll be talking more about that if we can continue this uptrend. And if we get some volume, then yeah, I'll probably be canceling these orders. If we can break out of this trend line right here, I'll probably be canceling my limit orders and start dollar cost averaging slowly into more Dogecoin. I'll put another maybe limit or maybe another order like somewhere right here when we get some confirmation on an upside. Right now I have a position right here and a position right here when we broke this trend line, right, going up to the upside right here. And then I hedged my bets and put another one right here already, just in case I don't have to, just in case it breaks to the upside too. So yeah, we'll see what happens. The other thing I'm looking at kind of is this white trend line right here. Let me delete this. We have this white trend line going something like this. And I've also been watching this. If it breaks to the downside, I might be taking profits and maybe try to buy back in at the bottom of this little thing right here, maybe like at .27 or something like that. So yeah, I have this position, and this position, or maybe even just this position. If it starts breaking down, I can take some profits on and then buy back down here or something like that. That's kind of my strategy a little bit. And then if we break to the upside, like I said, I'll put in probably another order somewhere up here or something like that. But I have one right here, right here, right here. So I think I'm pretty much covered for right now. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was we have the Dogecoin to Bitcoin chart. And it's still kind of, I don't know what it's doing, honestly. It's technically, it is in a downtrend to Bitcoin per se. But if you look here, we're kind of getting support like right here. Let me get the trend line tool. Something like this. I mean, we're getting this support right here, or at least it's going like kind of sideways, or it's traveling similar to Bitcoin. And so yeah, I'm just kind of wondering what it's doing right now. We are getting a break in this kind of trend line though. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to tell you, or that's what I'm trying to get to. We have this downward trend line like this. It's almost like a falling wedge, really. And we got like some support right here, and it looks like we're kind of trending up. So let's kind of keep our eyes on that. But for right now, this little wick right here, like for Doge's doing better than Bitcoin for the last like couple hours, should we say. But let's see if we can continue that pattern, or if Bitcoin starts to get more dominant and just takes over. All right, so yeah, I would just say let's watch this trend line for a break right here, and once it does, then we can start getting bullish. So all right, if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button.